From 1980, released by Eureka Entertainment and starring and directed by Sammo Hung, comes Encounters of the Spooky Kind. I was somewhat excited to this because of the recent Mr. Vampire release, a movie that took me a couple of watches to really warm up to, and I knew this was a big influence on that, so I was curious to check this one out. And I found one that's a little bit less fantastical. It does deal with similar kind of subject matter, and I found to be a lot more fun and a lot more instantly engaging than Mr. Vampire. We get to meet Bo Chung, which is Sammo Hung's character, a kind of rickshaw puller who has this person that he works with a lot. This kind of powerful person, rich person, whom he kind of drives around the town doing odd jobs for as well. What he doesn't know is that this guy, his boss, is having his way with Chung's wife. And very early on, we discover that he's in a situation where Chung could find out about this, so he decides the easiest thing to do is just to erase that mistake so it doesn't happen again, and so nothing can stop him from becoming mayor of the town and taking over. And to do this, he hires this shaman, this mystical man, to put a curse or to take him out in a supernatural way. The guy that does this is a little bit dodgy, and he's a brother who kind of part ways over this because his brother feels that they should be doing their magic for good, whereas this one wants money and power and is willing to do it for that. So it gives you a nice easy moment into the movie. You understand that we're going to get some wackiness in the form of zombie-ish people, but there is an idea and some logic behind why it's going to happen. And I really loved the sequences of Sammo Hung trying to survive against these attacks. He has been tasked with spending nights within this resting place of a body just to make sure nothing happens, it's not robbed or attacked. And of course we know the body is going to be chasing after him, and it opens up to all these wonderful athletic sequences of kind of comedy, but it's not grating, over the top, in your face comedy. It's more slapsticky as we see Sammo trying to escape and evade, hold himself in weird positions to get out of the way of these zombies. And the zombies sequences are particularly fun as well, as they're being controlled by this mystic figure who is trying to kill Chung. You get to see both sides of the kind of coin. You get to see the person controlling it, and you get to see the actual events of the zombie trying to get to Chung. And it's really kind of fun. Later on in the movie, it kind of opens up a little bit, and we get the two brothers warring off against each other for the soul and the life of Chung, which is quite a fun entity. But one of the things I enjoyed most about the movie was the many action set pieces that we get in here. We get a clear, defined story, and it doesn't really deviate much from that throughout the film. Now, sometimes there are these left turns that these kind of Asian movies can make, which has nothing to do with the plot, but it just deviates for 20 minutes. At 102 minutes, this is pretty succinct in what it wants to say, and it sticks to the story really well, but it has fun moments within that. A lot of the action set pieces are varied and different. In fact, I really loved the finale of this one, where we've got the two warring brothers, and we've got Chung and his boss fighting off as well. You've got both these battles going on, and they're very different. It's elongated, and it's incredibly fun and entertaining. But all the way through the movie, you get fun sequences. It could be an action set piece, or it could be pratfalls that Sammo Hung does during the movie, or just fun moments with his wife, who's just constantly berating him, which leads me up to one of the best moments that I've ever seen in one of Sammo Hung's movies, right at the end of this, where he gets to confront his wife. And honestly, it was just a perfect moment that just had me killing myself laughing. Something they probably couldn't get away with now, but it was just so funny at the time watching this. This movie is colourful, it's bright, it looks fantastic, it has some wonderful production design and wonderful settings to place these fights within. It never rests on its laurels, it has practically no downtime. From the moment that we finish one zombie sequence or fight sequence, we have that build up to the next one. We have the bad guys formulating a plan. We've got the good guys trying to formulate a way to defend themselves, and then you've got the build up to that sequence with some interplay with various other characters getting there. It's built up really nicely and constructed really well. You feel as if you're going a mile a minute, and it's enjoyable to be on that ride. I thought Encounter of the Spooky Kind was just a real fun movie. Like I said, much easier to get into than Mr. Vampire, much easier to accept when you've got Sammo Hung doing some amazing fight sequences, some amazing evasive tactics to get out of the way of these things. It's just incredibly entertaining. The finale is, well, it's everything I could have hoped for, and it delivered on it in such superb action that I couldn't help but enjoy what I was seeing. I loved this film straight away. Encounters of the Spooky Kind is highly recommended. If you watched Mr. Vampire and you were unsure, I'd say definitely go for this one. It's better in my opinion, and I still enjoy Mr. Vampire. I'd love to know your thoughts on Encounters of the Spooky Kind. And of course, there's some videos up here if you want to check out more of my content. If you want to subscribe, maybe even like this video. If you think I deserve one, join the Patreon, join the membership program. It's all greatly appreciated and goes towards the running of the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.